Hello there, good morning and Happy New Year. It's been a really long time since I've done a video, so hi everyone. Welcome to our new series, Plastic Free Basics. So I was thinking over Christmas about what we could do in the new year in the group and across our social media platforms, because we have a lot of people from across the country that are interested in what we're doing. So thinking about how we could engage people a little bit more. And over the last year, lots of you will know our family's been on a huge sort of journey really to move away from single-use plastics and reusing things a lot more. And obviously we're kind of maybe a lot further on than lots of people would be. So it sometimes can be hard to think about the basics and where you first started with things. But I'm really aware that when we start to talk about being plastic free, it's a little bit overwhelming and people can think, oh, but I can't possibly live without plastic. And one of the things that I really think is the case is that going plastic free is actually really hard. But reducing your use of plastic isn't hard at all. And there's lots of things that we can do that won't cost you any money, or might cost you a tiny, tiny amount, or might even save you money. So what I'm going to do in these videos over the next few weeks maybe is take a video maybe every couple of days, maybe once a week. We're just going to see how it goes. And talk about one thing that you can do that's really easy, that's not going to be hugely difficult for you, a change that you can make to help reduce plastic. Because here's the thing, if I cut out plastic from my life completely, it's a little bit like a drop in the ocean. But if 100 people cut out one single-use plastic item a day, that's 100 items. Well, that's a lot of bin bags full of plastic rubbish. So it actually makes a huge difference when we all do something small. So here's the thing about plastic. It's really useful, isn't it? And it's everywhere. It's incredibly durable, and things like bacteria and microbes can't get through it. So it's hugely important in medicine, in keeping things hygienically clean when they're being transported and stuff like that. So it's really, really an important material. It's not been around very long, but one of the main problems with it is that it is so indestructible because it's really, really hard to dispose of. And because we've started to use it as something that you would use just once and then throw away, maybe only for a few seconds and then throw away, we're using it in that way, and that's what's become problematic. So all those plastic bottles that you see lying on the street, on the edge of the curb there, they are not going anywhere for hundreds and hundreds of years. Well, that's not quite true. They are going somewhere. They're going to break down into little pieces, and they're going to go down the drain, and they're going to end up in the sea, and that's causing massive, massive problems for sea wildlife. And obviously that has a knock-on effect onto other kinds of wildlife and onto humans as well. So the problems with plastic are just massive across the world. But here's the thing, we can all do something to help. And I think that's really, really encouraging. So today's talk is about, I think, the easiest switch that you can make. So I've got one here. I'm going to... It's a plastic bag. Now, this one I found loitering on the floor. And this is a Home Bargains one. So this is one of the bag for life types, isn't it? And, you know, good and bad about those, really. This is also 100% recycled plastic, and that's something else that I'll come on to. Here's the thing with plastic bags. Lots of you will be doing this already, so I'm going to do this in a few stages. Here's the basic. If you're not taking a bag with you when you go shopping, you need to start doing that, please, because that's the easiest switch that you can make. I go shopping every week at a local shop near where I live, and every single week, without fail, I will see somebody in the queue who hasn't brought a bag with them. Now, you might say, oh, well, perhaps it was an impromptu thing, it was not planned. Okay. Most people go in their cars, don't they, to the shops? And if they don't go in their cars, they're probably wearing a coat with pockets. You could keep a bag in your car or in your pocket for those impromptu times when you go out and you don't necessarily know that you're going to buy something. Supermarket's the easy one. Most of us can remember that. Are we remembering if we go clothes shopping? Because if we go clothes shopping, I was recently, well, a few months back, I was in Manchester in the Trafford Centre, and one of the things I noticed was that loads of people were not reusing carrier bags. They were getting them from shops. Lots of them were plastic. Paper bags are fine if you reuse them, because the problem with paper is obviously we're looking at issues around deforestation, cutting down trees, sustainability of the wood. You would need to reuse your paper bag actually more times than you would need to reuse your plastic bag to make it more sustainable. But the point is, we don't actually care what the bag's made of. Let's just reuse it, so we're not getting something new and throwing it away every time. So that's step number 1. That's the basics. Please start using a reusable carrier bag when you go shopping. It doesn't have to be a carrier bag, actually. It could be a rucksack. It could be any kind of bag that you happen to have with you, your handbag even. Lots of people have huge handbags that you can fit things in. So that's one thing you can do. I'm sure most of you have got carrier bags kicking around in your house, because I find them all over my house, and we have a stash in the kitchen as well. But if you haven't got a carrier bag and you're really, really struggling for a carrier bag, we will give you one for free. So we make these bags. This is one I made this morning, and they're called Moore's bags. It's a national scheme, and we use recycled fabrics. This used to be a bed sheet. We use recycled fabrics and we make them into bags. It took me about 20 minutes to make that this morning, including all the cutting. If you want a free carrier bag, you can pick them up at Denholm Community Library. They have a stash there. If you don't live in Denholm and you live near enough to drive to Denholm, please come and get one. If you live in another part of the country and you are desperate for a carrier bag and you can't get one anywhere else, I will send you one in the post. Please just message us or comment on the Facebook group or get in touch with us however. As long as you pay for the postage, we will send you a bag free of charge. We won't charge you for the bag. They'll always be free. So that's that one. That's the easy stage of carrier bags. Now, lots of you will be doing this already. So here's the stage 2, or the more advanced plastic-free carrier bag task. I mentioned to you earlier that I go shopping and I see people in the queue and they haven't got carrier bags. Here's the thing. If you're an avid reuser of carrier bags, you'll have loads at home and you won't mind giving a few away. Take an extra 1 or 2 with you when you go, and then give them to the person in front of you in the queue who is asking the cashier, can I buy a carrier bag, please? I do this every time I go shopping. I think there's only been one time where I've not given a bag away, and that was because there was nobody else in the shop. So nearly every time I go, I can find someone who hasn't got a carrier bag. So you can do that. Again, you pick up some Moore's bags from the library if you want them to do that with. I do it with Moore's bags because I have a feeling that if I give someone a fabric bag, there's probably more chance of them keeping hold of it and using it again. So that's sort of more advanced stage. Another thing to think about with carrier bags is also your fruit and veg produce that you're buying in the shops, where you might put it into one of those, really flimsy little bags. Try and avoid doing that as well. Lots of places do have the paper bags available. As I say, they're also disposable items, so again, thinking about that. I have some little bags that I take with me and I reuse again and again, and that's something that you can do. Sainsbury's have got the bags like this that are made out of recycled bottles. I think they're about 30p each, which is really, really cheap. Even if you don't shop in Sainsbury's, maybe bob in there, get a few so that you can use them on other occasions. One thing about recycling. If you have plastic carrier bags that have got holes in and they can't be used anymore, they can be recycled. But please don't put them in your curbside recycling, because the council will not be very happy with you. Here's what you need to do with them. Collect a whole load of them, and this includes also the produce bags that I mentioned before, the little flimsy ones, things like bread bags, basically any plastic that's thin and you can sort of stretch it. They will be at Sainsbury's, Asda, Tesco, Morrison's, all the main supermarkets, the bigger ones, will have a plastic bag recycling collection point. It's usually in the entranceway. If you live near to here, there is one at Morrison's at Girlington, there is one at Asda at Girlington, there is Asda Keighley, Morrison's Keighley, Sainsbury's Keighley, have all got these. The one in Asda at Keighley is actually in the car park area where the glass recycling is. But go into the store and ask them, where's your plastic bag recycling, please? And all that will be recycled. I think they make it into bags for life, that sort of thing. So a few tips there. If you're not already taking a bag with you when you go shopping, please, please, please start doing that. It's the easiest thing you can do. If you haven't got one and you need one, we will give you one. Just get in touch with us or go to Denholm Library. If you live nearby, please don't get in touch with me. Just go to the library and get them yourself. There's a stock in there and I will restock them this weekend. Give bags away when you're out and about. If you've got spare bags, take spare bags, plan ahead, and try and reduce the amount of plastic you're using when you're buying loose produce, fruit and veg, that kind of thing in the supermarket or maybe even market stores, wherever you go shopping. Fantastic. Really looking forward to seeing you again. Don't know whether it'll be later this week or maybe next week with another plan of how you can reduce your plastic use and reduce plastic pollution where you live. Also, if you've got any ideas, things you want to know about, please get in touch with us. You can email us at plasticfreedenome@gmail.com. We'll try and answer any questions. There's our Facebook group, which is Plastic Free Denholm. Just search for us and you can get involved with that. We also run a refill shop, which is fortnightly on a Saturday morning in the Denholm Mechanics Institute, which is the community hall in the village, and that's 10 till 12. We've got one this Saturday. We also have a Facebook page for the shop. It's called Plastic Free Denholm Eco Shop. Fantastic. I look forward to hearing from you and see you soon. Bye-bye.